Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, this is your space to connect, learn, and grow alongside a community of trailblazing women who, just like you, they are making their mark in the world of business. From personal branding to powerhouse marketing, from leadership to lifestyle tips, we've got you covered. So get ready to ignite your passion, fuel your purpose, and unlock your potential with Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. Let's make this journey together and turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Hey guys, it's Angel here. I am super excited to have with me Vivian Guzman. Did I say that right? I did. She's bouncing around.
Yes, you did.
Okay, she is the owner and creator of Dishin'It, and she's got a new program coming out. I cannot wait to hear all about it myself. So, Vivian, tell us all about you and your journey to being the female entrepreneur that you are today.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here, Angel. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I've been excited to be here for a long time. I've always been excited to do more and achieve more in my life. And I went from, this girl who moved 23 times to date, grew up in Brooklyn with hiccups of times abroad in Dominican Republic, where I was from, to being the first of four to graduate from college and having this exciting career. I went from bartending to becoming the nationally syndicated TV show host of Moral Court with, I don't know if you know Harvey Levin from TMZ, but he was there and we worked together on this show. And from there, I had this really exciting chapter in the industry. I was on 24. I appeared on the Howard Stern show. I was on Days of Our Lives. I was featured on Extra. I mean, it was so exciting. But throughout my travels as a speaker, I was able to meet so many people whose stories resonated with mine and my struggles. And it was their stories that I felt, wow, here is someone who's been through hell and back that should have never succeeded, like an outlier. And those were the stories that I wanted to showcase on my platform, which I didn't know I was going to create, but that I knew I had to because I was so inspired to create this platform to inspire others so that people can know that they can do and be more and to transform their lives whenever they want.
That is exciting. So you're creating Dishin'It Legacy. Can you tell us what that's about? And I know a little bit, but I want to hear more about it if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. So we started with Dishin'It in 2018, and this last year I've been thinking about so many people want to be on the show and want to share stories, and they're like, hey, I want to do something special for my mom or my dad, someone who's turning a milestone birthday, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and they want to honor and preserve recipes and stories and have all of the siblings chime in and share something spectacular and offer it to them as a gift. Q and I come in and I create that legacy episode in just 1 hour for anyone who decides that they want to honor a loved one. And that way, everything gets preserved. All of your beautiful memories and recipes, all that tasty flavor gets preserved forever.
So I that just sounds so amazing. So my grandmother passed away when I was 5. My mother does not cook. Okay, at all. I think we grew up with frozen McCormick or Swanson's or something like that.
And it's okay, but like you're from New Orleans, I'm sure you have really good food.
Gumbo, that's my dad's specialty. So I can actually see him actually doing something like this and doing his gumbo recipe because it has some hidden stuff in it.
They all
That's
do that.
amazing. There was a lovely body language expert, one of the leading body language experts in the nation, called Jan Hargrave, that is also from New Orleans, who was on my show, Dishin'It, and we made a shrimp gumbo together. How cool is that?
Yeah. So yeah, you got to do the gumbo, and oh my word, and if you're down further south in my husband's part of the world, they have to put potato salad with it, and it has to be a certain kind of potato salad and made a certain way. So yeah.
Okay, then I'm in. I want to try this now.
You know, when
Do
you
you
come
put
to
it
New
in the
Orleans.
gumbo or do you have it on the side?
Oh, you put it in the
In
gumbo.
the gumbo.
Mhm.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. She's
Making
like,
me so
okay, I've
hungry
never
right
done
now.
that.
Let's do it. I know I've never done that. We're gonna have to work on this. We're gonna have to do a dish in it.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be fun. So yeah, I can actually see that. So, and my grandmother, she probably had some recipes, but I would never know because you know what? They wasn't written down or anything. Both grandparents. My grandmother, my dad's mom did have a trick though. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, she was a stay-at-home person, and about a half an hour, I think, to 15 minutes before my grandfather would come home. It's so funny. I want to laugh. She actually would just put an onion in boiling water for him to come in and go, oh, it smells so good.
Hey, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's how it works, right? That's what they used to say. It's the same for us, right? If a man cooks, you're totally in love, hook, line, and sinker.
My husband cooks. I think that's why I can't lose a lot of weight.
Weight is just something you gain and lose.
It is. It comes, it goes. But you know what? Food is food. I mean, come on. I'm from New Orleans. You're from the New York area. I mean, very food related people. So we get it. All right. Now, so what happens is they can actually come in and preserve their recipes on video, correct?
Correct. We cook together virtually or in person, and maybe when I'm in Italy, that might be another chapter too that can
Italy.
possibly happen.
Italy.
I'm moving to Italy with my husband. Chapter 2 in life, baby, is just about to get exponentially better.
So how did that come about? That's got to be fun. And I love the fact that it's virtual because you can bring your business anywhere with you. So, but
Amen.
how did Italy really come up? This is exciting.
Well, one day before the pandemic, my husband turned around and said, he's Italian American, by the way, and I'm Dominican and Spanish, but kind of via Brooklyn. And he said, let's do it. Let's live that dream. We honeymooned in Positano when we were in our 20s. We've been married for 24 years now this September, and together for like 27. And he said, listen, if we want to change if we want to go to see the world, we're going to have to get a step on it. So he looked at me and he said, let's do it. And I said, okay, let's go for it. Who wouldn't? And to me, I'm more excited about him because he doesn't even speak Italian yet, to make this bold move. I'm so excited for him. And for me, I took my Italian intermediate test, my intermediate Italian B1, so that I can become a citizen. After he becomes a citizen, for him, he only has to prove that he is of Italian blood and ancestry, and he has to prove that his parents never gave up their citizenship. So he had to get all the birth certificates and death certificates and go through this whole rigmarole and like certification that gets stamped in Italy and blah, blah, blah. And for me, I needed to take an almost 3-hour test and have like reading comprehension, have to write a formal letter and all of these different things. And I wasn't even there yet with the whole intermediate Italian level, but I did it and I'm so proud and I passed it and we are going to become a citizen too.
And how long did it take you to actually do the course and pass and everything? What was that timeline for?
So I because Anthony will have to become a citizen first and apply, but as his wife, I'll need that certification. I've been studying with an Italian instructor via Zoom named Lily, who lives in Sicily. We both do. So in the comfort of my own home, we use LanguaTalk for anyone who's interested in going there. I'm not getting any royalties from that, but I love LanguaTalk. It's amazing. Tutors from around the world. And with her, I studied, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. And we just kept going through older tests and examples of tests and learning and learning and learning and trying and trying. And I wasn't passing on any one of these tests. So I was just so determined. I'm like, listen, the worst that could happen is I have to do this again. And yeah, I'll pay another $150 or $60. I forget how much it was, but it wasn't the most expensive fee, but it was definitely a lot of hours. And then they also do an audio test for you. And not only do you have to hear and answer questions, you have to write a formal letter, but you also have to speak with someone and have a conversation, and that gets recorded and sent over to Italy. So I'm glad I passed it.
Glad you passed it.
So exciting, this new chapter. And it's Italy. I mean, it's Italy. Italy's the dream. Italy is where you can eat organically and you can enjoy la dolce vita. I mean, it's the dream. I can't wait. And I can't wait to take and have everyone, because when I believe that Dishin'It's only going to get exponentially better, and we'll have episodes from around the globe now from Italy. And when I'm established there in the next year, I do hope to expand Dishin'It into having an in-person experience as well. So watch out, people. This is a Dishin'It's about to get really hot and sexy in Italy.
So with what you know now, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. So, but what you know now, what would be one superpower you wish you had?
I wish that I had the ability to time travel back and forth a couple of times, win the lottery a few times, and bank on money. The faces would have nothing on me. I would be Vivian Guzman. I wouldn't be getting 4 private jets or anything. I'd probably be creating my own studio and helping the world with climate change. So that's where I would spend my money, and also helping women who help themselves reach their goals.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love the time travel and the lottery thing. I feel like I'm, Back to the Future.
Oh my God, how fun. I love that movie.
That would be a blast. What's the other movie I love? I love another movie. I'm gonna think about it. It says I think Jane Seymour in it, and who was the original Superman? It's Somewhere in Time. Somewhere in Time. That movie.
I didn't see that.
Oh, go see.
I gotta go see it now.
All right. How do you, well, especially with a move right now and selling a home and everything else, how do you balance running a business and the family life and everything else? How do you balance it?
I have the most amazing husband on the planet, my husband, Anthony, and he's my rock. And I always choose him first. And it's always family first, really. And then everything else falls into place. And I know that when I was so inspired to create my show, Dishin'It, it almost like I had to convince him a little bit, because I love everything about life. I'm so passionate. But I started telling him and working so hard. I joined masterminds, business courses. I went to see One Day to Greatness. I went to see Oprah and Tony Robbins, UPW, and I went to see a lot of different things. And I got really passionate, and I started working towards my dream and becoming proactive and finding ways to film and things that I didn't know. And then he just kind of saw how passionate I was with what I was doing, and to have his support fuel me, and then to have some friends also to come in and help me with that, is what made this dream possible. So really, it's his support, which I'm so grateful for, that I have, and also my friends and people who were excited to be a part of the project. And I can, I also have an elderly mom that I care for. So I have to find ways to, budget my time and become resourceful and do all of the things, because we can do everything, just maybe not all at once. And I think that people should be encouraged by that, in my opinion, because, it's all possible. You just have to give yourself the grace and the patience to do it little by little.
Oh,
And
I
having
love
a
that.
beautiful open calendar that keeps me, I know, old fashioned and all, but I get to see everything on paper. So it kind of gets me focused, and scheduling things are so important, because it helps me leap into that which I'm a little bit afraid of. But once it's on my calendar, once I schedule something, that's already a given. It's already happened. So that's how
I love it. I love it. So being the fact that I love your calendar, it's a tool we can't live without, right? Either online or old school. I actually have to do both.
I do both. I do both.
You do both.
I do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a strategy that you've used in your business that is a little controversial that people said, no, don't do that. That's just not going to work. Do you have something that you've done and it just paid off?
Um, I think being impatient is a virtue. I have, as a result of that, cut corners, uh, jumped in front of things that I needed to, whether it's like a step, somebody says, oh no, you have to do this and that before you get to that. Kind of like the way Sarah Blakely didn't follow any of the rules because she didn't know she was breaking them. You know, that's kind of how I operate too. It's sort of like I get pointedly persistent about needing something and I'll go right to that person and I'll say, hey, this is what I need. And because I want it so bad and I'm so persistent and not nagging, but very pointedly persistent, that person is like, okay, let me help you. Let me do this now for you because I see you're not walking away. Unconventional, squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's what my husband says all the time about me. And hashtag winning.
Yeah. And ask for forgiveness, not permission sometimes.
Thank you. I always believe in that.
And it sounds like your brain's a lot like mine. I go to the end and work backwards. Even in a book, I look at the last couple of pages and I'm like, yeah okay, it's worth it.
It's so true. I read the first 30 pages, then I get impatient. If there's a chapter that captures my mind, I'm like, okay, I'll read that. Then I go, let me go to the end and see what happens.
I do the same thing. It's just easier to say I go to the back first.
I like that. Try that.
Yeah, because it's just reality. So I totally get it. So yeah, so I think we both have this vision that we see what's going to happen. And then I think we work backwards, not from the front going forward. So I love that strategy of just jumping ahead. Feet first into the pool.
Both feet in.
So knowing what you know now and the fact that you do go to the end first and then come back, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
My 18-year-old self, the first thing I'll say to her is to stop worrying because everything is always going to work out the way it should. I spent a lot of time overgiving in the hopes that I could be loved or to infuse passion in others and to make their life and their pains disappear by making them more beautiful and more colorful and infuse them with passion or save them. And eventually I see that only just cost me my health. I would tell myself to focus on me first, to go listen to something that feeds my mindset more, and to love myself a little bit more there.
So self-care. Self-care.
And self-care takes on so many different meanings, but just don't overgive at the expense of my health.
And I love the fact that you said listen to, I'm sorry, you said listen to something. I'm assuming you're listening to a podcast, a audiobook. What are you listening to?
Back in the day, we didn't have that when we started. We have so many opportunities now. So we can go back and think of all the things that are great because the hindsight of 2020, the beauty of hindsight is 2020. And but back in the day, it was like you read a book from beginning to end or cheating from the end to the beginning. But we have so many resources online today. We have Google. Google didn't exist. Instagram, TikTok. We have so many masterminds and things that are available, but it depends on where you come from. Like I come from such a dysfunctional family. I moved 23 times by the time I was 35. It's a miracle that I got as far in life as I have. And so to me, just to even be focused, which my personality is not focused. It's like all over the map. I mean, I'm super focused now because I've learned the tools, but gosh, what I tell myself, stay the course, be focused on your goals and your vision and put you first and then give love to everyone else because you're going to be loved anyway. And I think that's the part that I wasn't sure that I was going to be loved anyway for being me.
Love it. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Yeah. I mean, we're all loved, and worrying. Oh my God, we need to not worry. I love the fact that you're talking about loving yourself and getting educated on what, or feed yourself to like help yourself grow.
Exactly. Because growing is progress. And if you don't change and you're not game to changing, you're going to be left behind. I can't even think of that.
And I don't know if you like me, sometimes, you do all these things and you don't see results physically, but they're working in the background some kind of way.
They all do. I was reading something somewhere that said, things sometimes may be difficult, but that's because you're going in the direction that you're going, which means it's a positive. I mean, I'm bastardizing the quote, but basically just because it's difficult doesn't mean that there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
You might be doing the right thing. How's that? Right?
Not the timing yet. It's going to happen, but it's just not there yet.
Maybe.
I love
and maybe
it.
It's going to happen in a different way than you imagined, and maybe it's better.
That's me. And that's you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to let the universe inform you on that.
Yeah. And be able to be on a ebb and flow as well. Don't you feel?
To
a
be
little
flexible.
bit.
Yeah. To flow, to be flexible. And I know that's hard because, especially for high achievers, oh, let go of the wheel for someone else in the universe to take hold of it? I don't think so. But sometimes you kind of have to do that. Have the faith in the unseen.
Moving to Italy. Come on.
Oh.
Unseen.
Unseen. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited and nervous, but excited, but mostly just excited. I got this. I know I do. Like, I feel it.
Yes. Too exciting. All right. Book. What is your favorite all-time book?
I think it started with Awaken the Giant Within with Tony Robbins. At the time, I wasn't being as proactive in my life the way I wanted to. And you find yourself whining and looking for answers and seeking and seeking. And I think that book resonated for me because it was like, change the action to change the result. And it really is that simple. And then it just got me into action. So that was probably the most impactful book in my life. And the second one that I read most recently that I think every woman can relate to is Jamie Kern Lima's Believe. And I think it's really hard for us women to believe, especially when you come from, dysfunction and having parents who, not their fault. You have to blame your parents fully, like Tony Robbins says, right? They didn't know any better. So what they gave you is how you interpreted it at the time, made it feel like maybe you were not loved or that you were not wanted. And I certainly felt all of those things, with my mom and me feeling like I wasn't enough. For my mother, the color of my skin and the interplay of that in my household, and just having that stigma and because I'm a mix of a Spaniard and a Dominican wife, and they're both Dominican, but one is completely Spanish, and my mom is a mixture of like mestizo and white, and that whole racial tension is in the Latin culture just as much as you see it here in America. Unfortunately, the divide of racism and cultural divide. So I kind of felt like I experienced that. So to not feel worthy, to believe in myself was something I really had to fight for throughout the years. And I think gaining my education and broadening my perspective allowed me to find myself full circle, really loving with compassion my family, my mom, my dad, and it translates and it permeates into every area of your life, because you feel like a failure. Like, I failed at that too. I failed at saving you. I failed at being the person that you wanted me to. There was a lot of guilt and shame. So even though I was making progress, and even when I was on stages, I didn't feel that confidence. And And I think when I read the book Believe, and I see how Jamie Kern Lima didn't give up her belief, and she has a similar path, on camera anchor, on camera personality here, presenter, speaker across and a host, around the nation, and being in the spotlight. It's just all of those things that you don't know how to find the belief in yourself. But luckily, I've had a great anchor. When I see that, I know I can't quit on my dream. When I read her story, how it took 7 years and how she almost went bankrupt, I'm like, well, you can't be a sissy. You better get back to work. Let's get back to Dishin'It. Let's just put your bootstraps on. We've lived through worse. We've almost not seen food. We've moved 23 times to date. Let's put it in perspective here. I know it was a while ago, but we got to get our bootstraps on, and we got to push in places that scare us. And so that is a book that I think right now helps me really dig deep and believe even more in myself.
Wow, nobody would know any of that by looking at you and what you do and how you've overcome so much. And I mean, you're just a true female entrepreneur that empowers so many other women to look at you and go, okay, I got this. Yeah, you might be looking at Jamie Lee Kern. I forget her name all the time, like Jamie Kern Lima. So anyway, you might be looking at her and like saying the same thing. I got this, like you. But so many other people are looking at you saying, I got this. I might not have had it to that extent, maybe not have moved 20 something times. But what I have done is on my end bad. You know what I mean? And I can get over it. I just need to believe in me. So I love that. So yeah, thanks for that. Oh my God, such an empowering message.
Yeah, you kind of have to take your power back at every turn. I think that's sort of how it's been for me on my end,
Yeah. And I love put your bootstraps on, because we do. And we just gotta move forward and just get the junk behind us, or squish it down. Yeah, it happened. It's what makes you better. Use it.
I mean, we know that we can because we have evidence. We've done it before. And there's always someone bridging the gap when you're about to fall into the crack. So we're not alone. There's always somebody there that's magically guiding us in some way too. I believe that. I've had that. So
it's like that window always opens.
Exactly.
It does. Okay. So getting your jam on and having a little bit of fun. What would be your song that you'd put on? Okay, like you might be pushed out a little bit and you're like, okay, I got to get myself back up. What is that song?
Oh my God. I always go to, oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. I get a feeling that I never, ever, ever, ever had before. I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. Flow Rider. It just goes into the body.
Oh God, I love it. Guys, you didn't know you were going to be serenaded today, but you were. And she rocked it out. She rocked out her Flow Rider song. So guys, start jamming with her. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, here's the great thing. The reason I asked that is that we actually have a Spotify download that they're going to get all the songs for all the people in each magazine for them to actually jam out to with you. So it's going to be fun. So when they see Flow Rider, I get a good feeling. They're going to go, oh, yeah, that's Vivian.
What's your favorite song?
Oh my God. Let's get the party started by Pink.
Let's get the party in here. Right? How does it go again?
It's a little bit more. It's like, no, I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, come on. I just did.
Yeah, but you jamming, girl. You got it.
All right.
Your favorite
quote. Stop acting as if life is a rehearsal. Live this day like it was your last. The past is over and gone, and the future is not guaranteed. Yep. Wayne Dyer. I love this quote because that's kind of like how when my husband turned to me and said, let's go to Italy, that's what I felt. I felt like I've done this. There comes a you've seen it and done something that you feel like you've gone around and around a couple of times. And believe you me, I'm very grateful. I've done it, but I want to see how far I can go in love. I want to see how far I can go in my potential. And I want to know how I can do and be more and inspire the world with my light and my light, I guess. You know?
I love it.
So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh my God. Yeah, life's not a rehearsal, so let's move to Italy.
Exactly. Exactly.
So how do you stay motivated?
Mm.
Because even us who are always up, we get down sometimes. So how do you get, besides songs, books, what's that thing?
I think that's a really great question. I think that I'm already electric and energized, like you. Like you said, we're high energy, high achievers. I think what motivates me is knowing, well, first I can visualize what I want, and I know nobody's going to get it and bring it to my lap. So, so you feel sorry for yourself for a little bit, you dust your knees, you go, okay, now what? I turn to my friends. You know, you're as good as the top 5 people you surround yourself with. I got an amazing, supportive husband. And the minute I start hearing myself saying something that's negative, I know I'm going to live that experience. So I know I have to flip the script. And then I know that I have to get back on it. So sometimes a walk gets me there. I also visualize like what I want. And then I start making an inching. I schedule things that keep me accountable so that I'm always in the forward progress. I love the joy of creating and the joy of accomplishing things. And I can't let something hang. Again, I got to finish it. And that's a big motivator for me. But it's lingering. I got to get it done. So I surround myself with great people. I visualize the future a little clearer, and I schedule and I go for it. And I think that brings me a lot of joy. It brings me a lot of joy to create beauty and I do that too. That sometimes you have to fake it till you feel it kind of concept. And I know that a lot of people don't believe it, but it's really, if you imagine that if you put something on, whether it's a beautiful outfit or your makeup, it's like your warrior paint, and then you step into it and suddenly it's better. So you live the experiences that you choose. And I like to choose higher, always, brighter, always, positive, always.
So talking about experiences, you led me into my favorite question. What is something that you've done that nobody knows you've done?
Very few people know that when I was on the Howard Stern show, I took a lie detector test to prove I had the hots for him. And I passed it with flying colors.
That you did or did not?
I did pass it with flying colors.
But did you have the hots for him?
Hell, I'm going to plead the fifth. My husband's going to be watching this.
Okay. That is so cute. I love it. I love it. That is precious. Okay. So thank you for not asking what I've done.
All right. What have you done? Thank you for asking. Okay.
So I knew you were going to eventually, so I figured I would let's get it out there. So I was totally I was in high school, and I was told that I dare you to, don't dare me, okay? Just don't dare me. I dare you to get up there and start dancing and tell everybody our parking lot number we share. Well, I didn't know what the parking lot number meant. I was very naive senior.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a parking lot number. You don't want to know the number. So I didn't know what it meant. Okay. However, I did get up and dance on the table at the Pizza Hut.
The Pizza Hut.
So later on, I owned a dancing school. I actually went into daycares and I was teaching. And I would actually go into daycares and actually get them to, sign up with me and different things like that. And the mother goes, I don't really know if I want that. He got the son was there at the daycare and says, oh no, that girl can dance. She's good. And she goes, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, she was in Pizza Hut. She got on top of the table and danced.
Oh my God. Well, at least you're a good dancer, right? Like
I am.
but you know what? I'm not necessarily the best dancer on the planet. I always like go out there and I do my thing, but I usually get lost following a salsa dance. The spin,
Oh,
never nail it.
it's fun. Have fun doing it. That's
Tell
it.
them.
That's all right. Now, do you have a giveaway for our audience?
Well, thank you for asking. I do. For anyone who's listening today, please go to my website, vivianguzman.com. Normally, I charge for a consultation, 15 minutes, for those who are interested in Dishin'It legacy, where you can honor and preserve cherished memories of your loved ones. Feel free to let me know if that's something that you would like to talk to me about, and also for Dishin'It. So my episodes are there. Everything is there on my website, and I'm so excited for you to come and just reach out and tell me what you're interested in, and we could just start from there.
So they're going to go to vivianguzman.com, and I think you have a contact up in the top right, and you even have a pop-up. So that is where they can actually go in and schedule a 15-minute call with you, correct?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. That is so awesome. I love it. I love it. So talking about being a female entrepreneur and connecting with people the way you do, and preserving things. You know, every month we pick who's going to be on the cover of our magazine. And for October, you've been chosen as our cover for our magazine.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing, really? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, it's not
so
me.
Lord.
We have a team of 5 people that actually look who's all going to be in the magazine, and they determine and pick and select. And so, yeah,
I'm getting emotional. Thank you.
you're
That's really
welcome.
something.
You deserve it. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I am so excited about the Dishin'It legacy and what all is there inside of there, and what it does and how it preserves the future for generations to come.
Thank you. That's really awesome. I'm still crying.
It's okay, you can.
You know, to be seen, to be heard, is what we all strive for, you know? And it's been my honor to promote anyone who's been on my show, because I believe deeply that stories can change the world and that are so transformative. So just to have the opportunity to be on your platform, for you to share Dishin'It and on Bigger Mission, is really my honor. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you, because the things you do for women and in the female industry for entrepreneurs, you just don't realize it. But what you've said here has showed us tremendous your belief system and how you've empowered everybody that's going to hear this and see you in the magazine is amazing.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to let you grab your composure. I want to thank you for being here with us, and we'll talk soon.
Ciao, Angel.
Ciao.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.